Once again, very good morning and thanks for joining. As part of yesterday's session, we discussed about storage architecture, like how internally SQL is storing our data. What are the things we need to take in care, like pages, what is page architecture, what is extents, how many types of extents are available, how many types of different pages are available in SQL Server, what exactly those pages are doing. That is what yesterday we discussed. In addition to that, I want to discuss a little bit about page. Okay, so yesterday we discussed about what is the page size is 8 KB, right? So how that page size is basically is. So for example, this this is your page, right? So page, what Microsoft is saying, 8 KB. Microsoft is saying that 8 KB, right? How that 8 KB is divided is basically. So if you make here, okay, so 96 bytes is, 96 bytes is your page header, correct? Yes or no? Yesterday we discussed 96 bytes your page header will stores, which contains the page ID, so object ID, okay, allocated space, free space, number of slots, okay. It will capture all the information in the page header, which will stores 96 bytes. So let's mention 96 bytes. So plus, okay, so 2 bytes for the row offset. 2 bytes for the row offset. 2 bytes for the row offset. So let's make two a 96 bytes for the page header. 2 bytes is the row offset. Let's okay. Let's add. Come on here. Okay. Plus. So what is the actual data rows which is storing 8096? 8096 bytes are the your data data rows storing. Along with there will be seven more bytes. Along with there will be seven more bytes. That is nothing but internal overhead. So it will store. It will internal for internal information to store. It is keeping 7 bytes. So come on here, 7 bytes. So overall, your page size will be, okay, 96 bytes plus 2 bytes plus 8096 bytes plus 7 bytes. That is how the page size is internally it is storing, sir. And Microsoft is saying that our page size is 8K. We don't see our traditional calculation, but that is how the page size will be. But it will also little vary. It will also little vary whenever you'll go for the, okay, variable data types. So variable data types. So there are fixed data types, variable data types. There are two types of data types are available, which we are going to discuss when we are going to create the indexes. When we are discussing indexes, that time again I will come back this one to show you little bit advanced level how internally SQL Server is doing. Okay, but as of now, how the page 8 KB is 96 bytes. Okay, that is header. 2 bytes for the footer, 8096 bytes for the data rows, and 7 bytes for the internal overhead. Internal overhead, sir. So internal for internal information. So it is storing 7 bytes, but this size will also little vary whenever you go for the variable data types like varchar. So for example, if you go for varchar data types. So data types, it will little vary. So for example, okay, in a simple example, if you are creating a table, okay, for example, if I'm everyone clear, sir, what is the table? So what is 8 KB? Everyone? No? Yes? See, sir, for example, if you are creating this is the table. You are creating a customer table with the first name, last name, address, zip code, okay, rating, modify date. So you are giving character, integer, data type. These are the data types. Means what type of data I am going to store in the this respect to columns, which we haven't discussed anything, sir. So here we mention char. Char is a fixed length data type. Char is a fixed length data type. So varchar is a variable length data type. So please try to understand What do you mean by fixed? What do you mean by variable? We'll discuss in the upcoming sessions. As of now, ho- what you need to understand is this character is a fixed length. Char is a fixed length. So 50. So 50. Okay. Plus 50 plus, okay, 100. This is 100 plus, okay, 5. And by default integer is a 4. Fixed length is 4, sir. Integer. And date is 8. Okay. Date and time is 8. Date and time is 8. Okay. 8 plus, I told you, right, you have 7 bytes. 7 bytes internal overhead. There will be 7 bytes. So plus 7 bytes. If you add this one, you will get. So let's go to the calculator. Open the calculator, sir. Let's open the calculator. Let's add these values. So 50. So 50 plus, okay, this 200 almost. 200 plus, okay, 200 plus 5 plus 4 plus 8 plus 7. Okay, 224 length, your character length, all of for your columns. This is your length you are getting, sir. Now, what is your data rows? 8096, right? As per this document, your data rows, your in the page, the data rows is 8096. So if you go to the calculator, 224, right? Remember, 8096 divided by 224 equal to almost in one page, 36 rows will be fit, sir. Like 35 to 36 rows will be fitting in one page. That is how many records SQL can store in the page. Means what is your table structure? What is your table structure? Plus you need to add internal overhead 7. So then you can get to know how many records will fit in one page. Getting my point? No? Yes?
Yes.
Everyone? Clear, sir?
Sir, can you explain again?
Okay. So 8 KB, sir. In terms of 8 KB, 96 bytes is a header, 2 bytes is the footer, 809 bytes, 8096 bytes is the data rows, and 7 bytes is the internal overhead. Okay. If you this is the overall the page 8 KB. This is the overall the page 8 KB. Don't go for Google and search for what is 8 KB. Okay, that is not we want to. This is how Microsoft is storing our data. Now, for example, if I'm creating a table, Subbu, if I'm creating a table, Subbu, so I'm creating the table. There are again, sir. I will come back all these internal concepts in when we are discussing indexes. Okay, and I will show you practically also. So see, sir, I am having this many columns and these are the data types. So when you specially go for the data types, there are two types of data types. One is a fixed length data types. One is a variable data type. So it will vary, sir, based on the values. It will vary. So character is a fixed, date time is a fixed, integer is a fixed. As of now, currently I took all the fixed data types only. Currently, I took all the fixed data types. So now 50 plus 50 plus 100 plus 5 plus, okay, 4 plus 8. Okay, 8 plus 7. You need to add the internal overhead 7 also, right? You are getting 2 to 4. So now how many records will fit in one page, sir? When you go for calculator, 36 records will fit. So now, for example, I am going to insert these many records. Now you can calculate. So how many records you are inserting? Okay, if one page is fitting 35 to 36 records, if one page is fitting 35 to 36 records, for example, you are inserting 1 billion records. Now you can calculate how many pages you need to fit that 1 billion records. If every page is storing 30 to 35 to 36 records. Got you? Everyone? No? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
again, it will little vary. It will little vary whenever you are using the, okay, variable length data types. Variable length data type is nothing but varchar. So varchar. So varchar. So varchar. Varchar is the variable length data type because It is not a fixed length data type, but character is a fixed length data type. Mostly we'll go for varchar in real world, okay, because we can save certain amount. So what is that fixed length? What is that variable length? How internally the data is still storing? We'll discuss when we are discussing the indexation. Okay, clear about the page architecture, sir, everyone? No? Yes? That's the first thing I want to discuss. Okay, let's keep head here. Now, today we are going to discuss something little different and very, very important session. You need to understand all the concept. This one, all our internal concepts, all are very important, sir, which will help us lot in the interview purpose, in real world purpose. Okay, so when you are troubleshooting something, all the concepts will help us. So we wanted to concentrate all these internal operations like clean page, dirty page, wall, checkpoint, lazy writer, eager writer, and finally asset properties. If time permits, I will cover the asset properties. Otherwise, we'll go on the Monday. Otherwise, we'll go on the Monday. So let's first start with the uh, basic concepts. Or again, I'm discussing about SQL architecture only again. Okay, so whenever you are performing either select operation, either insert operation, what exactly it will do? First, it will come to the command parser. It will check the syntax checks and it will check the semantics and it will prepare the query tree. Now it will verify any plan is available in the cache currently. If any plan is available, so for example, let's make some plans. Sorry. Okay, let's make some plan. So if plan is available, it will get the plan from here. If plan is not available, it will try to prepare the plan. Okay, that's fine. Now we discuss only select statement, correct? So when you performing select statement, first it will come to the data cache. It will verify any pages are available in the cache. If not, it will get the pages from the MDF or NDF and it will place a copy in the buffer. It will place a copy in the buffer. It will place a copy in the buffer and the same data it will send to the user. Same data it will send to the user. That's what we discussed. That is what we discussed, sir. Now, now we are going to discuss something interestingly. Insert, update, delete means when you are doing some modifications. When you are doing modifications, how SQL Server will work internally. Okay, because select is nothing but you are reading the data, sir. Whatever is there, you are reading the data. Apart from nothing you are doing. Like select is nothing but your bank statement, your credit card statement, your electrical bill statement, your account statement. Okay, it is just like a mobile, even your SIM card also you can generate the statement, right? To whom you called, everything you can get the statement, right? It's like a just statement. Select is a just statement. You are get whatever the data is there in the database, you are retrieving and you are seeing the data. But when you are performing inserts, update, deletes, how SQL Server working internally? That is what we wanted to know, sir. First, now assume, sir, when you are performing, assume, okay, when you are performing insert, first time you are inserting. Okay, everything as usually same, sir. There is nothing change. It will prepare the execution plan. The plan will be stored in the plan cache. It will go to the executor. Executor will send request to the access method. Access method will send request to the buffer manager. Buffer manager will contain the buffer pool. Up to this, everything is same. There is nothing difference. Now actual change will start. What exactly means? So whenever you are performing inserts, you need some pages to load the data, right? Everything will perform in the buffer only, sir. You wanted to perform something and you need pages in the buffer. Currently, your buffer is completely empty. Your data cache is completely empty, sir. Nothing is there because you are performing first time, okay, insert operation. Currently, nothing is there. Now, what SQL will do? SQL will go to the MDF file and get the pages and placed in the data cache. Get the pages from the MDF or NDF and place the pages in the data cache. Whenever it is getting those pages and placing in the data cache, these pages we will call it as a clean pages. Because, sir, don't confuse, okay? This is little bit high level. Once, sorry, if your query wants to perform, you not only pages, you need memory, you need pages, you need CPU, 4 milliseconds quantum of CPU. You need lot many resources when the query need to go for runnable state. Okay, from running state, from runnable to running state, your query need lot many resources, sir. So assume first it need to get the pages. It get the pages from the MDF to data cache. Don't think high level, sir. Okay, don't think high level. High level, anyhow, we are going to discuss in the SQL OS architecture. The too much high level we'll discuss, sir. Like what is thread lifecycle, scheduling, worker threads, what is task, what is thread. We are going to discuss all this preemptive, corporative, what is that 4 milliseconds quantum. We are discussing a lot in the SQL OS architecture. As of now, just think that, okay, now I need to perform some inserts or updates or delete. Whatever you are doing, sir, insert, update, or delete, you need the pages on that respective object, right? It will go to the MDF file, copy those pages into the data cache. Now these pages technically you should call it as a clean pages because you not yet modified anything. Still it not yet modified anything, sir. Now these pages will call it as a clean page. Getting my point? The pages which are available in the data cache, not at nothing you modified, sir. The pages are available in the data cache. Those pages will call it as a clean page. Or you can think in a different way, sir. Whatever the pages in the MDF file, whatever the pages in the data cache, both are same. Both are same. Both are same only, right? Just now I copied. I not done any modification, sir. Now these pages technically will call it as a clean pages. Is it clear, everyone? No? Yes? What is clean page, sir? Whenever you are doing any modification, SQL Server will first go to the MDF file. If nothing is available in the cache, it will go to the MDF or NDF, copy the pages and place it in the data cache. Those pages will call it as a clean page. Clear, everyone? No?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Now, once you start modifying, so once you got all the resources, it will start modifying the data, sir. Means it will try to load the data. It will try to load the data. Now it is trying to load the data. Like 1, okay, LM 10,000, okay, 2, okay, Bhargav 10,000, 3, 4. So now it start loading the data. Now it start loading the data. Now these pages will call it as a dirty pages. Same pages. Same pages. Earlier we called it as a clean page. Now once SQL start modifying the data, once SQL start modifying the data, same pages we are calling as a dirty pages. Okay, dirty pages will be available only in the cache. Dirty pages are not available in the MDF file. Dirty pages are not that concept is not available in MDF file or NDF file. That concept is not available in the even in LDF file also, sir. Dirty pages concepts available only in the data cache. It is not available anywhere, sir. So please keep it in mind when you just start modifying the data. When you just start modifying the data, those pages technically we are calling as a dirty pages. Means the pages which is modified in the buffer, which is not yet moved to the MDF file. So you have performed changes, but those changes are still in the data cache only, sir. Those changes are not replicated to the MDF file. So those pages technically we'll call it as a dirty page. Got you? No? Yes? A slight difference here.
Clear, Subbu.
So what is dirty page? The page which is modified in the buffer, which is not yet moved to the MDF file. Okay? Those pages technically we'll call as a dirty page. Dirty page. So everyone clear about clean page and dirty page, sir? No? Yes?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Very simple, sir. It's not that much complicated. Okay, for understanding also. When it copied, when it copied the pages freshly, it is not yet modified. Those pages will call it as a clean page. Once it start modifying the data, then those pages will call it as a dirty page. Okay, fine. Now see, sir, whatever the pages in the MDF file, whatever the pages in the caches, both are vary, right? Correct? Because here you perform some changes which is not yet replicated to the MDF file, which is not yet still not yet replicated, sir. Now, before I go into discuss about MDF file, I want to discuss about the wall concept. Wall. Write ahead logging. Write ahead logging, sir. Wall stands for write ahead logging. Means whatever the changes you are performing, okay, in the pages, internally, what SQL is doing, right? SQL Server treating this as a log records. So now you are performing the changes here, sir. Now you are performing the changes here in this pages, right? Now this internally SQL Server will treat in the form of log records, and your log records will move into the LDF file before it move to the MDF file. Before the changes move to the MDF file, parallelly, whatever you are doing, those are converting in the form of log records and moving to the LDF file to satisfy wall concept. Sir, directly can I move data into the MDF file? No, you are not. We are not able to do anything in the MDF file, sir. All the changes need to perform in the cache only. Whatever the changes you are going to do, either it can be insert, it can be update, it can be delete. Whatever the changes you are going to do, all the changes internally, it is treating as a log records, and the log records are moving to the LDF file to protect the durability. Means on and suddenly anything will happen, sir. System may crash, your buffer may crash. Okay, that time whatever the changes you perform, those changes are not in the MDF file. But what Microsoft doing safely, Microsoft parallelly moving. So whatever you are writing, parallelly the data is moving to the LDF file. So subsequently, the data is moving to the LDF file as well. Whatever the changes you are doing in the buffer, same time the changes are reflecting to the LDF file. That's the reason we are calling as a LDF will store all change related information. Means in the form of log records. In the form of log records, it is storing your data. Where it is storing? In the LDF file it is storing. Why Subbu? Why the data is not moving to the MDF file? I can move to the data to the MDF file, right? So there is a concept called wall. There is a concept called wall. To fulfill the wall, what Microsoft is doing? Microsoft is moving all the data to the LDF file before the changes will go to the MDF file. So again, same thing only, right, Subbu? Whatever you are performing on the buffer is same. Whatever it is going to the LDF is also same. Whatever it is going to the MDF is also same. Yes, sir, same only. But no worries, there won't be no duplicate. Okay, to protect your data, Microsoft moving whatever the changes you are doing in the buffer, all the changes are moving in the form of log records to the LDF file. Got you? Can I read that one? Yes, sir, you can read it. I will show you practically how to read the log file. Not the data file, we can read easily, sir. But log file is little bit interesting. Okay. There will be one function, fn_db log function. There is a function. Using that function, you can read the log file. Means who performed that insert, who performed that update, who performed that delete, when you perform, when the started, when it is committed, everything you can track in the LDF file. Got you?
Sir, in LDF file, it will store the data or it will store the insert, update, delete statement?
Records, sir. It is not storing data. It is storing in the form of records. Insert, update, delete. Insert, update, delete operations.
Okay.
Operation. It is not storing data. Your log file is very small size, sir, basically.
Okay.
Of course, it will grow. Oh my God, it will grow like anything. Sometimes, if you are performing billions of records at a time, or when you are performing index rebuilds, all the stuff also, your log file will grow like anything, sir. Because
Sir,
log file will play a major role. Yeah.
yeah. And for create, alter, statement, it will work as same or different?
First, we'll concentrate on this, sir. Okay. Let's take your questions at the ending. Okay, I will take. Let's concentrate on the insert, update, delete, because this is very business operations, right?
Okay.
Getting my point?
Yes.
Everyone. So whoever reasoning, they may get confused. So when you
Oh, yeah, one doubt.
yes,
Wall will trigger when commit happens only, right?
it's not like commit, sir. No,
Okay. Okay.
no. Wall won't trigger, sir.
No, no, no.
Wall,
Commit
wall.
when commit
No, no,
happens
no, no.
only, it will move the
Back,
data to LDF, right?
no. Back end, there is a concept called log flush.
Okay.
Okay, log writer. So let's sp underscore who to, sir. If you run, there is a internal thread called log writer thread. Are you able to see log writer thread?
Yeah.
Okay, this logger. There are lot many things, sir. When you go for LDF, we'll discuss later on. So there will be log flushes happening using log writer thread. It is completely writing the information, whatever the changes you are making, right? Those changes are making into the LDF file in the form of log records. Don't confuse, sir. Those technical will call it as a log records, like insert. This is a log record, sir. This is log record. This is one log record. This is one log record. This is one log record. So why Subbu Microsoft is doing all this stuff means assume you are performing this one, sir. Suddenly your system got crashed. Suddenly your system got crashed. Okay, and data is in the data cache, which is not yet moved to the MDF file. Now, whenever your SQL is coming online, SQL Server will run the recovery phase. And that recovery phase, it will go and read what is there any data in the cache, is there any data in the LDF file, which is haven't moved to the MDF file. Now, while it is moving, it will validate whether it is a committed or it is not committed. Means it's a failure transaction. If it is a committed, which is haven't moved to the MDF file, it will move to the MDF file, sir. I will discuss recovery phase, different types of varieties of recovery phase in the restore concept. That time you can understand little bit deeper the recovery phase. So that is how Microsoft is protecting our data in case of any disaster occurs, sudden disaster occurs. So parallelly you are maintaining data in the LDF file, also you are maintaining data in the data cache. No?
Subbu, one
Yes.
question. So,
Yeah.
since LDF will be used basically in case of recovery, right? If the SQL is crashed, right?
Yes. Yes.
The data. So let's say if LDF is also placed on a OS, right, on an operating system data file, right? So if LDF gets corrupted, then is it a potential data loss for us, or do we multiplex LDF files also? I mean, keep multiple copies of LDF files.
No, sir. Not like
Okay.
that. No. No.
Okay.
See, maximum stuff what Microsoft is do means, okay,
Mhm.
that's what you need to understand the recovery phase actually.
Okay.
Again, it will divert my session into different if I
Okay.
go for in that direction.
No problem. So then we'll discuss it later. Then I'll just
Yeah. So when
keep
we
the
are
question.
discussing restores,
Yeah.
okay, the first concept I'm discussing is the recovery phase only. That
Okay.
time again I will come back with the checkpoint wall concept. Again I will come back.
Oh, okay.
So that time, what are the phases are available? What exactly internally is happening? Where it is writing the information? Okay. So we want to know more stuff, sir, because sometimes your database will stuck in the recovery phase.
Hmm.
We need to
Yeah.
be little bit patient, okay, while it is not coming online. So that is what we'll discuss in the restore. How you will troubleshoot whenever your database stuck in the recovery phase, that we'll discuss in the advanced level. So three categories we make it.
Okay, Subbu.
So as of now, try to understand a different way. So whatever the changes you are going to perform, all the changes parallelly moving to the
LDF file.
LDF file, parallelly moving to the LDF file to maintain the durability to satisfy wall concept. To satisfy wall, there is a concept called acid properties, sir. ACID. Atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. Okay, for durability, so and for a wall, Microsoft is doing protecting its data to moving the parallel to the LDF file. in the background. The background, your data is keep on moving, sir. Because data will play a crucial role for us. That's what very important, sir, data. So to protect our data, Microsoft doing n number of things in the backend. Out of that, this is one thing, sir. So data is parallelly moving to the log file. Now, okay, the data is moving to the parallel to the log file. Okay, it's fine to fulfill the wall concept. To fulfill the wall, okay, right ahead logging, whatever the changes you are performing, all the changes are moving to the LDF file. Okay, now who will move to the MDF file? Correct? Yes or no? Now, next our question will be when it will move to the MDF file, sir. When it will move to MDF file? Who will move to the MDF file? So for that question, Microsoft came up with the concept called checkpoint. First, we'll discuss checkpoint, then we'll discuss the lazy writer. First, we'll discuss the checkpoint, then we'll discuss the lazy writer. So for that, Microsoft came up with the internal process, one internal process that is nothing but checkpoint. One internal process that is nothing but checkpoint, sir. Checkpoint will play a major role and very important, sir. From interview point of view is also dirty page is very important. Checkpoint is very important. Lazy writer is very important. Rare case they may ask about the eager writer as well. Rare case they may ask eager writer. But mostly our concentrate should be dirty page, checkpoint, lazy writer. The differences, what exactly the working function, what we can do, all this stuff's very important. That's what we are discussing. When you go to the checkpoint, okay, when you go to the checkpoint, we are having 4 different types. Till SQL Server 2012, we are having 3 types, sir. One is automatic checkpoint, one is internal checkpoint, one is manual checkpoint. But from SQL Server 2012, Microsoft introduced one more checkpoint called indirect checkpoint. Indirect checkpoint. Okay, so total we are having 4 varieties of checkpoint. One is automatic, one is indirect, one is internal, one is manual. Okay, these are the 4 different varieties of checkpoints are there. These are 4 different varieties of checkpoint when you specially go for checkpoint. So first we'll focus on automatic checkpoint. Okay, so SQL Server internally, so checkpoint is an internal process. Lazy writer is also internal process, or both are internal process. What checkpoint is doing? What is automatic checkpoint? Again, sir, automatic checkpoint is an instance level. Okay, at entire instance, your checkpoint is triggering, sir. Entire instance, your checkpoint is triggering. It is an instance level checkpoint. So what automatic checkpoint is doing, right? The checkpoint is keep on validating whatever the changes you are making. If it is estimate, this is the right time to move the data from data cache to MDF file. If it is estimate, so let me open the slides, sir. One second, I forgot to open the slides. Come on. Okay, yeah, see, now you'll get more clear. So it is a background process in SQL Server and default most common checkpoint, and it's a default and most common used checkpoint. Okay, SQL Server continuously checking the number of log records, and once it estimates that number of log records is sufficient to process in the time specified as per the recovery interval configure. Means you can change the checkpoint interval time, sir, but as per the best practices, we should not change the checkpoint interval time because it may affect the recovery phase. Again, sir, recovery phase is very important. As a DBA, we must and should know. You can change the checkpoint interval time, means you can tell to SQL Server, hey, run every 1 minute checkpoint, every 10 minutes checkpoint, every 10-second checkpoint, every 1 hour you can trigger the checkpoint. So you can tell to SQL Server when it need to be run. You can tell to SQL Server when it need to be run. But as per the best practice, you should not touch the checkpoint interval time. as per the best practice, you should not touch the checkpoint interval time because it may affect your recovery phase. It may affect your recovery phase. Recovery phase because if you're changing the checkpoint to, for example, 2 hours, sir. If you're changing the checkpoint to 2 hours, whatever the changes you perform within 2 hours, all the changes currently are available in the cache only. Assume, sir, assume, which is not haven't moved to the MDF file. Same time, suddenly reboot is happen or restart is happen. Okay, now changes are available in the data cache. Changes are available in the LDF file. Both are is available, but the changes is not available in the MDF file. Now, whenever your SQL is coming online, it will run the recovery phase, sir. And that recovery phase, it will take lot of time because there are lot of data which is having to move to the MDF file, right? Now it need to get all the data, whatever the data which is haven't moved to the MDF file, it need to process the data and it need to move the data to the MDF file. It will take lot of time. So if you change the checkpoint interval time, it will affect the recovery phase internally. That's the reason we haven't touched the checkpoint interval time. So automatic checkpoint interval time, sir. Don't touch automatic checkpoint interval time, but we can touch indirect checkpoint. Next we are going to discuss, right? That you can check it. That you can check it, but don't change any modification on the automatic checkpoint. Don't touch automatic checkpoint, sir. That's we haven't changed any checkpoint interval time as per the best practices, but we can touch the indirect checkpoint which is introduced in the SQL Server 2012. Which is introduced in SQL Server 2012. So what is this automatic checkpoint, sir? Whenever it will estimate this many number of records and it will estimate the recovery time. If you're not at, by default it is a 0, sir. By default, the checkpoint interval time is 0. So if you go to the database property, it's a 0. You haven't changed it, sir. Okay, means it is estimating. Okay, if it is estimate, it will move, sir, in the backend. It will estimate. It will move the data to the MDF file. So keep on, your data is keep on moving to the MDF file. Who is moving, sir? Checkpoint is moving with the help of automatic. With the help of automatic checkpoint, your data is continuously moving from the data cache to the MDF file. Once it move the changes to the MDF file, it won't flushes the pages, sir. It will keep the pages in the cache only. Okay, sir, first point, everyone clear? What is automatic checkpoint, sir? Whenever SQL Server continuously checking the log records and number of changes you perform, when it will estimate, then automatically it will move the data. It will move to the data to the database, to the MDF file. That is what automatic checkpoint is doing, sir. Clear? Automatic checkpoint is instance level. Automatic checkpoint is a instance level, means for all the database it is checking. Okay, for any database, whatever you are, sir, this is not only one database, right? You are having 100 database, 200 database, 250 database, 300 database. You will see massive number of database in one instance. Okay, now at least here we are seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 databases, which is consuming almost 100 GB. Which is consuming almost 100 GB. But in real world, you will see terabytes of databases, right? And you will see n number of business operations. So automatic checkpoint is instance level. Whatever the respective database you are making changes, it will move the changes to the respective database only, not vice versa, sir. Is it clear, everyone? First point? No? Yes?
Yes, sir.
So automatic checkpoint will estimate and will move the data continuously to the MDF file. So once it move the data, the pages are stay back in the cache only. It will just move the data. Whatever the changes you perform, right? Only that data it will move to the MDF file. That data will move to the MDF file. Once your data is moved to the MDF file, it will also update the information in the log file as well. It will update the information log file as well. Yes, the data has been replicated to MDF file. Now in the LDF file, now it will mark that, okay, my data is moved to the MDF file. My data is moved to the MDF file. MDF file. That is how checkpoint is doing internally, sir. Checkpoint is the mechanism which is scanning, which is moving to the data to the MDF file and updating information to the LDF as well, and updating information in the boot page as well. It is updating in LDF file, it is updating in the boot page as well. Once this mechanism is done, but make a note down, the pages are still in the cache only. The pages are still in the cache only. Once your data is moved to the MDF file, again same pages, we'll call it as a clean page. Again the page is becoming as a clean page. What do you mean by clean page, sir? Means both MDF and cache, if you are having same data, then the page in the cache will call it as a clean page. If you've done any modification, those pages will call it as a dirty pages. Are very simple. Pages are still stay back in the cache only whenever checkpoint triggers. Got it? No? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Any
Sir,
confusion? Yeah. Yes, sir.
MDF doesn't have the clean page, right?
No, sir. MDF is a database, sir. You are having only database. Database where your data is storing, right? In MDF, you are calling as a database. In cache, you are calling as a clean page. In cache, you are also calling as a dirty page. Sir, database only. Sir, don't get confused. Database only. But in the cache, you are keeping different names, sir. One is a clean page, one is a dirty page. For our understanding, because if you done any modification, so those pages technically we are calling as the dirty pages. That is a major identification of for the checkpoint and lazy writer. Okay, we need to move the data from the buffer to disk. For it need to one identification, right? Whether you've done the modifications or not. How Microsoft is identifying? The Microsoft is identifying via dirty pages.
Yes,
Understood, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
one more question, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Please.
if you have any operation like insert operation or any operation, so the LDF, the operation will reach the LDF two times. First time is the when the operation occurs in the data cache. Second time, data moves to the MDF file.
Yeah, because there is
Yeah, am I correct,
algorithm, sir. Yes, because there is algorithm called, okay, LDF is divided into two portions, sir. Basically, one is active portion, one is inactive portion. Inactive. Okay, active is nothing but running transactions, sir. LDF is divided into two portions. One is active, one is inactive. What do you mean by active means? Okay, what do you mean by active means the running transactions. Whatever you are doing, insert, update, delete, that is running transaction. Inactive is data which is already moved to the MDF file. SQL Server will place one copy in the inactive portion as well. Same data. You are having data in the cache, you are having data in the MDF file, you are also having data in the LDF file as well. Microsoft is protecting different things backend. So same data only. So before it deletes, it will place in inactive portion. Means active will become inactive, again inactive will truncate, again inactive will become active. So it's a round robin way. LDF is a round robin way. Active will become inactive, inactive will truncate, again inactive will become active. Because inactive means it contains data firstly. So it will truncate. When you take the backups, when you are in simple recovery model, it will truncate. So that can be reused again. Log need to reuse, sir, every time. So whenever your log is not reusing, you need to troubleshoot. Why my log file is not reusing? So you will get error call 9002 log file got full. Now you will go and troubleshoot. That is a different algorithm. So as of now, think that, okay, so there are two things, active, inactive. Active is nothing but currently running transactions. Inactive is nothing but once data is moved to the MDF file, SQL Server will place one copy in the inactive portion because we need to take the backup, sir. You need to take the backup of inactive portion as well, as per the best practice. Got you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Sir, you are saying only transactions will take place in the LDF file, not data.
Only transactions, sir.
But
Only
no,
transactions.
just before you told me,
Sorry, transactions, sir. Okay. Inactive portion contains the transactions. Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Yeah, chalo. Inactive portion contains the transaction. That's what, sir. Wait for 2 more days, okay? You will get to know when we are discussing recovery models,
Sure,
when
sure,
we are
sure.
discussing backups, you will get to know, sir, how log file is working internally. A little bit. Okay, there is a dependency sessions where you will get little bit more clarified. That's what I told you, right? We need to wait for 10 more sessions. Like 10 sessions are dependency sessions. So when you are making any changes, SQL Server will come through the data cache and start performing insert, update, delete. Now whatever you are doing, parallelly, it is converting into the form of log records and moving to the LDF file to satisfy wall concept, and the changes will be stay back in the data cache. Whenever checkpoint triggers, once checkpoint estimate and triggers the checkpoint, whatever the changes you perform, all the changes will move to the MDF file and update the information in log file, update the information in the boot page. This is what the background processor. We know, so especially we no need go and check all this stuff, but that is what backend process is happening. That is automatic checkpoint. Whenever by default is automatic checkpoint only, sir. But from SQL Server 2012, Microsoft introduced one concept called indirect checkpoint. Sir. Okay, first before I go to the indirect checkpoint, let's discuss about internal checkpoint. Very interesting point, sir. Mostly we won't remember this one, but I'm saying you need to remember this internal checkpoint, sir. Very important, very interesting point. A very important, very interesting point. Okay, you need to remember. If you want to get some technical knowledges, okay, you need to consider an internal checkpoint. See, whenever you are taking backup, whenever you are taking database snapshot, whenever your SQL is shutdowning, means SQL is going to stop state, when you are adding, removing the data files, switching the recovery model from full to bulk log to simple, okay, in simple recovery model, if log file is becoming 70% full, SQL Server control internal checkpoint. See, when you are performing these operations, internally checkpoint is going to trigger. What checkpoint is triggering, sir? Internal checkpoint is going to trigger internally. Forget about automatic checkpoint, sir. Automatic checkpoint, you know already how it is working. So based on the changes, based on the recovery interval time, it will trigger. What is internal checkpoint means? When you are performing certain operations, like backups, snapshots, shutdowning the SQL Server, adding or removing the data files, switching the recovery models. In simple recovery model means when you are performing these kind of operations, internally the checkpoint is going to trigger. What checkpoint is triggering, sir? Internal checkpoint is triggering. That time also your data will move. If anything is not yet moved, it will try to move the data to the MDF file. I hope you got my point. Yes? No? This is very important, sir. This, out of this all, this will plays a major role. We will discuss these 2 lines will plays a major role, and very important concept, very important in interview point of view and in real world point of view, sir. These 2. We are going to discuss next week recovery models. That time I will repeat this one. And this one I will repeat in the backups. Okay, this one I will repeat in the snapshots when we are taking the snapshots. So when you are performing certain operations, SQL Server internally triggers internal checkpoint. Only certain operations, not everything, sir. So only certain operations, SQL Server is triggering internal checkpoint to make sure that data need to be up to in the MDF file. Question, sir. Bhargav, you are having question?
No, sir. No.
Okay, yeah. So remember, sir, again, because no maximum people unaware of this all the concepts. What is backup Subbu? What is snapshot Subbu? What is SQL shadowing? Okay, adding the file. We don't know anything, right, Subbu? Just as of now, remember this point, sir. When you are doing certain things, SQL Server is triggering internal checkpoint. When you are doing certain things, SQL Server is triggering internal checkpoints. Okay. Anyhow, we want to discuss backups, snapshots, SQL shutdowns. Okay, recovery models. At that time, again, I will come back all these concepts to explain how it is working in the backend. How it is working in the backend. Okay, make a note down, sir. And one more is manual checkpoint. Okay, sometimes your automatic checkpoint will go to the hung state because you perform a uh, massive operation. Sometimes your checkpoint will go to the hung state, or your automatic checkpoint is haven't trigger on the specific database, and that database log file is keep on growing. That time you can just simply go to the SSMS. Okay, go to that specific database. Your log file will get full due to checkpoint, sir. Your log file will get full due to checkpoint or oldest page. Oldest page. So whenever your log file is getting full, how to check all this up? We'll see, sir. Okay. So we have one select from sys dot databases. Okay. So name, comma, log reused weight description. Okay. Where name equal to, you will pass the database name, sir. When you run this command, it will display log backup, active transaction, nothing, nothing, nothing. Now here it will display checkpoint, or it will display oldest page, sir. It will display checkpoint, or it will display the oldest page. Whenever your log file is getting full due to checkpoint or due to oldest page, that time you can go to that specific database and manually trigger the checkpoint, sir. Just you need to nothing, you need to do checkpoint. Okay, you can manually trigger the checkpoint. You can manually trigger the checkpoint whenever your log file is getting full due to checkpoint or due to oldest page. Okay, that time you can go and manually trigger the checkpoint on that specific database. On that specific database, sometimes your checkpoint will go into the hung states. So that time you can go and manually trigger it automatically. Again, automatic checkpoint will trigger. No worries. You can take care. You no need to take care. Nothing's are here. So it will continue your work. But when you see that your log file is getting full due to checkpoint or due to oldest base, your log file is getting full due to this, both thing, you need to run the checkpoint. When you will see checkpoint means it's automatic. Mostly rare nowadays we are preferring to indirect checkpoints, sir. When you enable indirect checkpoint on any one of this database, that time only you will see the oldest base. Sir, no worries. We will discuss all in the log file troubleshooting. Okay, that time again I will come back checkpoint, oldest page. What is this one? Okay, what is this one? Everything we'll discuss with practical demos. So manual checkpoint is nothing, sir. You can go to the specific database and you can go and trigger the manual checkpoint. So when I will get a chance to run the manual checkpoint means sometimes you will get the alerts called log file is getting full. So when I verified your log file got full due to checkpoint or oldest base, that time we will go and trigger the manual checkpoints. Clear? Not clear? Everyone? What is internal checkpoint, sir? Whenever you are doing certain operations, SQL Server internally trigger the checkpoint. Okay, only those operations, SQL Server internally trigger the checkpoint. And manual checkpoint means you can go and trigger the manual checkpoint on specific database, or whenever you really need, then you will go, sir. Wantedly, we won't go to the instance. Wantedly, we will go and open the new query window and type the checkpoint and trigger the checkpoint, sir. Whenever you facing some issues, that time only we'll go and trigger the checkpoint. What is the example, sir? Best example, whenever your log file is getting full due to checkpoint or oldest page, that time we will go and trigger the manual checkpoint. Okay? Not okay? Everyone?
So, Subbu, one question. So you
Yeah.
said manual checkpoint will run mostly if the log file is getting full. So checkpoint will write the dirty pages right from data cache to MDF files, right?
Yes.
And so how will the log file full issue will be resolved when we run checkpoint command?
So basically, see, you understand, sir, one concept I explained. So once your data is moved to the MDF file, it need to update the information to the log file as well, right?
Correct.
Otherwise, how log file knows that this transaction data is moved to the MDF file? Now
Right.
it need to update to the log file. Until it get update to the log file, you can't truncate the data, right? Your data is keep on growing in the log file, and we will restrict the
Okay.
log files, sir. Otherwise,
Okay.
log file will grow like anything.
Right.
Okay.
Understood.
We need to tell to log file that yes, the data has been updated. So assume that is not yet happened due to concurrent or busy massive transactions. That is haven't. That time you can go and trigger and tell to, and you can clear the log, sir.
Okay, got that. Thanks.
It is helping our log file basically sometimes, manual checkpoints.
Yeah.
Like sometimes internal concepts are like a magic only.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clear, sir. Internal checkpoint and manual checkpoint. Any questions?
Clear, sir. Understood. Can we trigger internal checkpoint manually, sir?
No, sir. No, sir. This is this respect to operations automatically internal checkpoint is triggering, sir. Respect to operation internal checkpoint will. We can't trigger anything, sir. Only manual checkpoint you can trigger. You can means you can control the checkpoint because manually you are triggering. Automatic checkpoint also you have some control. You can go and change it. I will show you, sir, how to change it. You can change it. Manual checkpoint also you can. Automatic checkpoint you can change it. Manually you can trigger the checkpoint. But internal checkpoint you can't do anything, sir. When you are taking backup, when you are taking snapshot, when your SQL is shutdowning, okay, when you are switching the recovery models, when in simple recovery model, the internal checkpoint is triggering. On certain operations, internal checkpoint automatically triggers. We don't have any controls or internal checkpoint, no. But we have control on the indirect checkpoint, which is introduced from SQL Server 2012 onwards. Okay, so indirect checkpoint is a new feature came from SQL Server 2012. Okay, so what I mean is, so for example, I don't want to rely on the automatic checkpoint, or I don't want to rely on the automatic checkpoint. Now I want to set my assume you are having 10 databases. A simple idea, sir, but that is not reality. I am having 10 databases. Out of 10 databases, one of my databases is so critical. I want to set my own algorithms. I don't want to rely on the SQL Server as well. I want to set my own algorithm. In that algorithm, checkpoint is also I wanted to set. I wanted to set my own checkpoint for my own database. Is it possible, Subbu? Yes, sir. From SQL Server 2012, it is possible. Means you can set your own checkpoint interval time. You can set your own checkpoint interval. Sorry. You can set your own checkpoint interval time from SQL Server 2012 onwards. That is nothing but indirect checkpoint. If I want to change interval time for my database, I don't want rest of the databases. Let's focus on my database. This database I wanted to change. Okay. So if I go for this one, I can go and verify first. Okay. What is the checkpoint interval time? Indirect checkpoint interval time. By default, it is a 0. I haven't changed it, sir. Now I got sir. Again, this is not a just feature, sir. This is also one of the recommendation we are passing to the application team. Please keep it in mind. I will come back all the best recommendations at the ending. Once you install the SQL Server, what are the best recommendations you need to set to your SQL instance so that your SQL can give the best performance. Sir, if you're not configuring your SQL Server best, it won't give the best performance. Or even you design your queries are perfect, you are having a valid indexes, you are having valid statistics. Okay, so you need to properly configure tempdb. So what are the best configuration we need to do so that my query can my application can run very fastly, very smoothly, very quickly. So that day I will come back, sir. 5 to 6 or 5 to 10, sir, not 5 to 6, 5 to 10 scenarios. You need to little concentrate and you need to try to start implementing on your project so that your SQL can run very smoothly. SQL can run very smoothly, like 5 to 10 or 10 to 15, sir. Like 5 to 15 scenarios are there. I will explain on that scenario. Indirect checkpoint is also one thing, sir. You should recommend indirect checkpoint. You should recommend indirect checkpoint as per the best practice. As per the best practice, you need to encourage indirect checkpoint instead of changing the automatic checkpoint. So don't touch the automatic checkpoint, sir. I don't want to touch the automatic checkpoint, but I can touch the indirect checkpoint. Of course, both are doing same only. Both are doing same only, but don't touch the automatic checkpoint, sir. Let it be run. Okay, but you can touch back your indirect checkpoint which is introduced from SQL Server 2012. So I wanted to change my interval time. So for example, alter database name, set target recovery time equal to 120 seconds. Okay, now if you run, okay, so it is 120 seconds means every 2 minutes, checkpoint is triggering, sir. Indirect checkpoint is triggering on this database. Whenever any changes are made in the cache which is haven't moved by the automatic checkpoint, it's keep on scanning every 2 minutes and keep on moving the data to the MDF file. So don't touch automatic checkpoint. You can touch indirect checkpoint, sir. That's the best practice. And encourage always indirect checkpoint to every instance, every database, so that you can reduce your recovery phase. You can reduce your recovery phase time. Questions?
So indirect checkpoint is on top of the automatic checkpoint, right? Which is happening if we set it.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah?
You for your database, yes.
For my database. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Means, see, basically why checkpoint need means, sir, take your device, sir. You can understand. Take your mobile, take your laptop. You are playing PUBG or some heavy games, or Call of Duty, or you are playing PUBG for 1 hour, 1.5 hour. What will happen to your mobile, sir? It will spike
slow
the
down.
CPU.
Yeah.
It will get overheated.
Yes.
Okay, and suddenly it may also restart it. Correct? Your mobile got
Yeah.
restart, and while it is coming to online, okay, anyone noticed whenever your device is too much heavily used, your laptop is too much heavily used, and when you restart, it will take some time to load the data, right?
Correct.
To load the main screen, to
Yeah.
load the apps in the main screen. It is taking some time. What is doing, sir? It is also running the recovery phase in the
Recovery.
backend. Like same SQL will also run the recovery phase, sir. SQL will also run the recovery phase. To improve that recovery phase time only, the checkpoint is playing a major role.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope everyone got it. So internal
Yes, sir.
checkpoint, you can't do anything, sir. Internal checkpoint. Manual checkpoint is you can go and trigger the manual checkpoint. Indirect checkpoint is the one of the best practice. I will come back in the top 15 best practices you need to follow for your SQL for give better performance. Okay. Out of that 15, indirect checkpoint is also one point where I will highlight to you, sir. Okay. No? Yes?
Subbu, for automatic it's a zero, right?
Yes. Yes.
By default. So if we are doing, checkpoint on 0 seconds. So why we need indirect?
No, automatic checkpoint is it will backend it is estimating the data and it when it trigger we don't know, right, sir?
Okay. If
Everyone will tell that
I mean,
everyone will tell that every 2 seconds it will run, every 2 minutes it will run. Okay.
okay.
So
I mean
we
to say
can
like,
yeah, sorry.
the recovery interval is 0, then it will go for the estimation, right? on the
Estimation.
number
Yes.
of log record. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we need indirect.
Sir, there is nothing harm, right? Okay, because it's not like there is a harm or or something else. What we want to think internally means we need to reduce the recovery time, sir. At cost, we need to reduce the recovery time. How you can reduce the recovery time as best? On top of automatic checkpoint, I am also trying to configure the indirect checkpoint. I hope you got my point.
Mhm.
On top of automatic checkpoint, I am also configuring indirect checkpoint so that my data is keep on moving to the MDF file so that it won't take more time. In case if suddenly your SQL got restarted, okay, that time only 2 minutes data only, right? I need to move, not more than 2 minutes data, right?
Mhm.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is how little thinking, sir. Uh, until unless we go for little deeper, okay, you may have little confused when we are going for performance tuning stuff. I will get to know how you need to calculate the checkpoint, lazy rater, frequency. That you will get to know, sir.
So if we give 120, we are forcing it to trigger the checkpoint every 2 minutes, correct? So
Yes,
like
sir.
that way,
Yes.
we are reducing contention in the server.
Recovery time, sir. Recovery time.
Okay, recovery time means when something happened and then it is coming
Yeah.
back. Okay, good,
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
See,
And what about
see,
the uncommitted transactions? So after committed only, it will do checkpoint, correct?
roll back, sir. Roll back. So see, that's what when you are copying a movie to the pen drive, okay, by mistakenly one movie is fully copied, one movie is half copied, you removed. Will it that movie will play, sir? When you keep your pen drive?
Yeah,
No, right? No, like same uncommitted data will be rolled back. That's what. Wait for recovery phase, sir. When we are discussing restores, I will let you know what are the things are happening in the recovery phase. There is a two tables will be created: DPT table, APT table, dirty page table, active transaction table. What is the DPT? There are lots, sir. I will discuss in the restore concept. You will get to know slowly. You will get to know. You will digest everything: checkpoint internally, externally, what is helping, what SQL is doing in the background. Up to restore, you need to have little patience, sir. You will clarify up to restore. You will get everything clear after restore because all are dependency sessions. These are somehow interconnection link. Slowly, we will digest everything one by one, one by one. Like yesterday we discussed, now we discuss about internal checkpoint. Confusing, sir, Subbu. I'm not sure about all this stuff. When we are discussing backup, I will highlight this internal checkpoint. When we are discussing recovery models, I will highlight this point. Okay, yeah, you got it. On that day we discuss about internal checkpoint. Okay, this is how it is working. Again, I will come back here and there, here and there. The swappings are knowledge. Okay. No. Yes.
So like we are keeping the record of checkpoints. I mean,
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. In the boot page. In the
okay.
boot page is record.
Every
That's what.
like
Yeah, in the boot
every
page
checkpoint, right?
and also in the LDF files, sir. So you
If
can.
we I mean like if we don't have any dirty buffers, still we having the records of it. I mean for the checkpoints.
No, checkpoint will trigger, sir. Checkpoint will trigger, but if you know data, it won't move. Correct? Got it?
Okay, we
Automatic
get
checkpoint
some.
won't trigger. Indirect checkpoint is a mechanism for to run every 2 minutes, right? You have said
Yeah,
it right. Indirect
yeah.
checkpoint is triggering for every 2 minutes. If no changes, nothing will.
So
If changes,
I
it
mean
will
like
start.
there is no checkpoint in. I mean like if there is clear pages, then there is. I mean there is no checkpoint will happen, right? And
No,
there
sir.
is
No.
no
No, no, no.
checkpoint. Okay.
Dirty pages only, sir. Only in dirty pages.
Okay.
So you can track the checkpoint time, sir, when you go and read the LDF file. This is not right time. It's very confusing concept. I will show you a practical demo how to read the fn underscore db log with the replication troubleshooting, sir. When we are discussing replication is one of the toughest concept. when we are troubleshooting replication, that time I will discuss with this example only, sir, to make you so strong in how to read the fn underscore db log. How to read the fn underscore db log, sir. Sir, just remember fn underscore db log, but it is very complex troubleshooting. But we'll make little bit easier, sir. Not I'm telling that you will become strong, but I will make you little easier when you are troubleshooting fn underscore db log. Okay, now you can go to the SSMS and you can trigger, sir. Okay, you can trigger. Now it will read the checkpoint, sir. When was your checkpoint is triggered on the log file? When was the checkpoint will trigger on the log file? You can read using fn underscore db log. So this is reading the log file, sir. You are not reading the data file. You are reading the log file. See, LOP begin checkpoint, LOP X80 checkpoint, LOP end checkpoint. So it is getting the checkpoint information. But no worries how to read all this stuff. I will take a separate session, sir, in replication troubleshooting. That time you can get more insights about how to read what is this and how to read the log file, especially log file, how to read the log file. That time you will get to know. Can I get the checkpoint information, Subhumis? Yes, sir. This is how you can get it. Or there is one more algorithm, sir. You need to enable the trace file 3504. Okay, but don't enable the trace file, sir. That's not a best practice. Okay. DBCC trace on. Okay, DBCC trace on 3504 comma -1. Oh, sorry. This braces. Okay, -1 is a global trace file. 0 is a local trace file, sir. We'll discuss in the traces. So you can enable this trace file if you wanted to track the checkpoint information in the error log. Every SQL server there will be error log. Okay, in the error log you can if you want to read the checkpoint information, yes, I can read it. How means you need to enable 3504, but don't enable, sir, in real world. It will pile up your log file like anything, because whenever checkpoint is triggering, it is writing information in the error log. So your error log will grow like anything, sir. So we no need technically, but is there any possibility, Subbu, where I can get the information? Means yes, you can go and read the checkpoint issued time in the error SQL log file using fn underscore db log, or you can enable the trace file 3504. You can get the information about the checkpoint, but mostly we won't do, sir, in real world. But this is the possibility ways to get the checkpoint information. Clear? Make sense, everyone?
Oh, clear, sir. Can we disable this DBCC trace on after
Yes, sir.
enabling?
You can disable, sir, using off. So you can enable, sir. Let's first enable, sir. Okay, let's enable. Okay, you enable this one using global trace file, sir. Very, very important interview question. I will discuss in the DBCC command session. What is the, they will ask you when you enable DBCC trace on, what is the difference between 0 and -1? Okay, -1. 0 is a local, sir. Means when I close this session, automatically trace will be turn it off. But if you make it -1, even you close this one, it will be active until you restart the SQL services. Until you restart the SQL, this trace will be on only, sir. The trace will be on. So I mean to say you can't turn it on. Okay, you can turn it on, sir, for a while. So when you are troubleshooting something and you want to really track the checkpoint, okay, you wanted to really track the checkpoint for last 1 hour, only for 1 hour. Okay, that time you can enable this one. After 1 hour, you can disable this one, sir. That is also we can do it, but always try to avoid enabling the trace files, because your log file will grow, sir. Okay, now if you want to disable, you can turn it off, sir. That's it. Turn it off. Trace on. So trace status you can see, sir. DBCC trace status. You can run the DBCC trace status. You will get to know what is the trace file is enabled. Session level trace, global level trace. If you make it 0 means it's a session level trace. If you make it -1 means it is a global trace. Okay, not okay.
Clear, sir.
One thing, sir. So if you wanted to touch the automatic checkpoint, okay, we can touch the automatic checkpoint also, sir. Okay, if you wanted to increase automatic checkpoint to 10, you can set it. But don't go for automatic checkpoint, sir. You can go for indirect checkpoint. Okay, that's a good thing. Let me do one thing. Yeah.
So one thing, Subbu, automatic checkpoint is at instance level, but indirect checkpoint is at database level that we
Yeah.
can set, right?
Yes.
This
Yes.
has to be clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
See, sir, again, I'm repeating, okay, little bit, okay. Okay. So first, SQL Server tries to locate the page in the buffer cache. Okay, that's what I told you, right? Okay. First, whenever you are doing anything, so SQL Server wants to get the pages in the buffer. First, it will try to find the pages in the buffer. If it does not find the pages, SQL Server get that pages from the disk to buffer cache. This page known as the clean page because it does not contain any changes. First time it is copying, it will be clean page only, sir. Now, once it start modifying, sir, means before it start modifying, it will SQL Server acquired the logs. Sir, there is too much concept, sir. Simply SQL won't go and do the modification on the pages. There will be logs will be there. Okay, transaction level logs, latch level logs. SQL Server will place latch level logs, transaction level logs. So, page IO latch, page KP latch, page SH latch, page latch SH, page latch UP, page latch EX. So SQL Server will place n number of logs. Okay, locks and latches are little bit different, sir. Don't get confused. So assume SQL is placing a lock as of now. Assume SQL is going to place a lock, and then it will start modifying the data. Then once it start modifying the data, technically we are calling as a dirty pages. Technically we are calling it a dirty pages. Can I get the information about the dirty pages, Subbu? How many dirty pages are available? Yes, sir. There is a DMV, okay, DM underscore is underscore buffer underscore descriptors. This is very important DMV when we are troubleshooting memory, sir. Again, I will come back with this one when we are discussing memory. So when you go to the SSMS, you can run this one. You will get the information about how many dirty pages are available. TempDB, 165 dirty pages are available. Worldwide importers, 47 dirty pages are available. Master database, 11 dirty files are dirty. So you can get that information, sir. How many clean pages are available? How many dirty pages are available? Okay, you can get that information by reading DM underscore OS underscore buffer underscore descriptors. This is the one of the most powerful DMV, dynamic management view, sir, which will help us a lot when we are troubleshooting memory. Okay, when you are troubleshooting memory, we will discuss about this DMV. Very, very important, sir. Along with there are other things also, but this will play a major role. And interview people also expecting this kind of DMVs when you are troubleshooting so and so concept, like when you are troubleshooting CPU, memory, they may expect this kind of questions. Okay. Now, once you start modifying the data, SQL Server is converting it, the page, treating as a dirty page. Now it creates the log records. So now it creates the log records describing the changes made, and the log records. See, SQL Server writes the log records to the transaction log. Transaction logs. So parallelly, your changes, whatever the changes, it is going to the log records as well. That concept is a wall, write ahead logging. Once we make a changes to the clean page in the buffer, it generates the log records containing details of the modification. SQL Server writes this log records to the disk. SQL Server writes the log records to the disk. Disk, sir. SQL Server writes log records to the disk where it is moving to the LDF file to satisfy wall concept and to satisfy Durability. Durability, sir. Durability. As in the asset properties, each thing is very important. Okay. Atomicity is very important. Consistency very important. Isolation. This is for DBS, sir. This is for DBS. These two mostly developers will take care. We no need to worry. Okay. But isolation level is a very hectic concept. Very hectic concept. A very bored concept also. But we wanted to know, sir, all this stuff. So why all the changes are moving to LDF file before it go to the MDF file means to fulfill the wall, to fulfill the durability. What Microsoft is doing, Microsoft moving all the changes in the form of log records to the LDF file. So this is about clean page, dirty page, wall, checkpoint, and the checkpoint also see, sir, whenever checkpoint triggers, whatever I explained. So whenever checkpoint is a process, writing all the dirty pages available in the buffer cache and the log records to the disk. So whenever checkpoint is triggering, it is not only moving the dirty pages, sir. Okay, again, sir, backend there is a log flush is happening, log writer is happening. Again, whenever checkpoint triggers, that time, if any log records which is having to move to the log file, that log also flushing to the log file along with dirty pages is moving to the data cache. Whenever checkpoint is triggering, it is doing two operations internally. Okay, the major operation is this one only, sir. But again, in case when checkpoint is triggered, that time if the log records happen to move to the LDF file, it will move the log records to LDF file, then it will move the dirty pages to the disk. So it is doing two operations. Confusions? No? Yes? This is, if you remember only this line, we are good, sir. Super good. Checkpoint is writing all the dirty pages to the disk, along with it will also writing the log records to the disk as well. And it will update the information into the LDF file. See, sir, it will also write the checkpoint ls into the database boot page. Here it is writing into the LDF file. Here it is writing to the boot page as well. If you are highlighting all these points, okay, so we are super good, sir, in terms to the interviews. So checkpoint is writing all the dirty pages to disk, along with it is also writing the log records to LDF file. Once it written everything in the MDF file, it will update the information in the log file, along with it is also updating the information in the boot page.
Boot page means data file, sir.
In the data file, there will be boot page, right, sir? You remember? Let's run the boot page command, sir. See, for example, Stack Overflow 2010. So to read the boot file, db info, sir, you need to trigger. Okay. Okay. DBCC checkpoint. Yeah. Checkpoint. Checkpoint LSN number. What was the last checkpoint LSN number? It will write the information in the boot page, sir. What is the last dirty page LSN number? It will write the dirty page LSN number, checkpoint LSN number. Here also it will update, sir, when checkpoint is triggered. Yeah. It doing boot page contains lots of information, sir. So in the boot page also it is writing, in the log file is also writing the information once the data is moved to the MDF file. Last, not everything it is moving, sir. What is the last checkpoint triggered time? Okay. Not okay.
Clear, sir.
Any questions on clean page, dirty page, wall, checkpoint, sir? Checkpoint, you are having some control. Okay. You are having some control. So if someone is asking about the checkpoint, highlight 4 points, sir. Checkpoint is an internal process which will move all the dirty pages to the disk, writing all the dirty pages to the disk along with it will while it is triggering in case if the log records haven't moved to the LDF file, it will also move the log records to the LDF file. Once all the dirty pages moved, it will update the information in the log file. Along with it will also write the information in the boot page. Okay, so and we are having different varieties of the checkpoint. We are having log sequence number, sir. LSN, log sequence number. You will get to know, sir, in the upcoming sessions. Okay, everything it is tracking via that number only. When you are taking the backups, there will be sequence number. When your log is writing into the LEO file, there will be sequence number. When checkpoint is triggering, there will be sequence number. Microsoft internally need to be tracked, right? So that tracking is doing by the LSN numbers.
I think while taking backup, this LNS will play a crucial role, sir. Yeah, it will. If it
LSN,
mismatch,
LSN.
yeah, the recover will not happen. I think.
We'll discuss, sir. I will
Yeah.
take a different example to understand the backup strategy. Okay, so that you will become somewhat strong in backup, because backup and restore is very simple, but very complex activity where we need to definitely remember, sir. Now, finally, I want to discuss about the two things. Okay, if no questions, one is lazy writer. Okay, so when you specially go for here, next concept is lazy writer, sir. Lazy writer. Lazy writer. So lazy writer is also internal process. Okay, but you don't have any control. We don't have any control on lazy writer, sir. Like checkpoint, we can control. So interval we can control. Different types of checkpoints are available. Okay, we can enable different types of checkpoint as well on specific database. If I wanted to enable, I can go for indirect checkpoint. If I wanted to trigger the checkpoint, I can go and manually trigger the checkpoint. If I wanted to change the interval time, you can go and change the interval time. Okay, you have different controls are on the checkpoint, but lazy writer it's not like that. Okay, lazy writer is also a internal process. Lazy writer is also internal process, but always in the sleepy mode. Okay, lazy writer. The name itself is telling that lazy. It's always sleepy mode, sir. When lazy writer invokes means when lazy writer will triggers means whenever your RAM is getting full. Okay, when your RAM is getting full means RAM is nothing but buffer, sir. Buffer. So this is your RAM, right? When this over, sir, this is your RAM. In this RAM, we are setting is a buffer. Okay, in the buffer only we are placing the data cache, plan cache, all this stuff. So whenever your RAM is getting full, okay, whenever your RAM is getting full, automatically lazy writer will triggers. Automatically lazy writer will triggers to flushes the pages. Okay, again, sir, try to understand. To flushes the pages means it will remove the pages from the cache until how much it will remove means until your RAM become healthy. How much if I clear, my RAM will become healthy, that much it will try to clear from the cache. Try to understand the logic, sir. How much if I clear, my RAM become healthy, that much it will clear, sir, whenever lazy writer triggers. Whenever lazy writer triggers, it will try to flushes the pages. Means what exactly it is doing, Subbu, means whenever RAM is getting full, because your checkpoint is not flushing the pages, your checkpoint is just moving the data. The pages are still there. So if you are keep on pages are you are if example, sir, if you are keep on keeping the pages in the cache, keep on placing the pages in the cache. At one time, your cache will grow like anything. That will leads entire your RAM is consuming, sir. That leads your memory is getting full. Now, whenever lazy writer triggers, what it will do, sir, internally, it will follow one algorithm. It will follow one algorithm, sir. Not only this one, sir, we are having yet to discuss lot many things. Okay, there is a concept called page, latch, KP. We wanted to understand page, latch, TT. You wanted to understand destroy, destroy. When your page will destroy, lazy writer is not simply flushing the pages, sir. Lazy writer is also making a logs. All that stuff is doing, but it's very difficult to understand right away when we are discussing isolation levels, reads, blocking, deadlocks, latches, pin locks. That time you will get to know all this stuff, sir. How your lazy writer is flushing the pages, what is the background lazy writer is doing, what type of locks it is placing, when it is going to flushes the pages, all you will get to know, sir. Don't get confused. Okay, Subbu is simply saying that it is flushing the pages. Oh, SQL Server will just run the lazy writer. It will start flushing the pages. No, sir, it will perform a number of things in the background. I am just telling a theoretical part today. When lazy writer triggers, it will go to the data cache. The main culprit is data cache only, sir. In entire memory, in entire buffer manager, one of the most culprit is buffer pool. One of the most culprit is buffer pool, sir. This is a buffer pool, sir. If you open this one, okay, this is the most culprit cluck. Select star from sys.dm underscore os underscore memory. Okay, order by piece KB descending. Okay, this is the most culprit cluck, sir. Nothing but your RAM, nothing but your buffer, sir. Okay, this data cache. Okay, so this data cache is nothing but this memory cluck SQL buffer pool. This is the most culprit cluck in entire memory, which is most consumers are nothing but data cache only, sir. So what lazy writer will do, right? Lazy writer, whenever RAM is getting full, automatically it will invoke, and it will start flushing the data based on the algorithm. Least reference count, least used pages, sir. You can call any algorithm, okay, for your remember. It will follow one algorithm, sir. How many times this pages has been used in the buffer? Assume you used this you used this page in the buffer for 10 times. Means you perform select statement, you perform insert statement, you perform update statement. Somehow this page has been used in the buffer for 10 times. This page is used for 100 times. This page is used for only one time. This page is used for only 15 times. Now, what lazy writer will do, sir? Lazy writer will track how many pages are in the buffer and how many pages are leastly used, sir. Leastly used. Those pages, it will try to destroy. It will try to destroy DT. It will try to destroy the pages, sir. Before it destroy the pages, whatever the changes are available in those pages haven't moved to the MDF file. First, it will move the data here. It will move the data to here, and it will try to start flushing the page from the buffer. So without moving, it can't flush her. Please be understandable. Lazy writer is also moving the data, not only checkpoint, but lazy writer will triggers only whenever your RAM is, sir. Why my RAM is getting full, sir? Think like a bigger, sir. Assume you are performing 10 billion records inserts. You are performing 10 billion records. To insert that 10 billion records, you need approximately 200 to 250 GB. But currently on your system, you are having 64 GB only. Currently, you are having 64 GB. But to perform that 20 billion records, you need 100 to 150 GB RAM. Currently, you are having 64 GB RAM, sir. How it will fit? So keep on pages are coming. Okay, pages are coming, writing the data, flushing the pages, coming, moving the data from here to here, flushing the data, moving, flushing, moving, flushing. So background checkpoint is triggering, background lazy rate is also triggering to make RAM to healthy. So background multiple processes are running, sir. Otherwise your RAM will get full like anything. Not only you, only one person who is triggering, right? There may be other users also running on the same database, right? Or different databases. So when concurrent users are running, your lazy writer is also triggering like anything in the backend. Okay, so think in a different way, sir, not in your system, not in your local laptop. Think in real world. Multiple users are connecting to the system. Multiple transactions are performing in the backend. So LazyWriter is also triggering backend to flushing the pages when your RAM is heavily used. When your RAM is heavily used, but it is not directly flushing the pages. It is moving the changes to the MDF file. It is updating the information in the log file. Then it is removing the page from the buffer to make RAM to always healthy so that other pages can load into the buffer. Got it? No? Yes? Are you there? Online
Yes,
people?
Subbu, clear. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sir, think in a bigger point of view, sir, not like a simple point of us. Okay, in real world, we are having 64 GB of RAM, 120 GB of RAM, 300 GB of RAM, 400 GB of RAM, but our database sizes are terabytes. Our table size is also like a terabytes. How we are performing inserts, update, deletes on the terabytes of database whenever I'm having less amount of RAM. Okay, so background, it is copying the pages, placing the buffer, modifying the pages, moving the pages, flushing the pages. So checkpoint is triggering, laser is triggering in the background. So both are doing parallelly. We won't go and check all this stuff, sir. Okay, it's a background process. Let it be. So let it be doing continuously. Both are doing in the background. So what we need to understand, lazy writer will move the data and will flush the pages from the disk by placing DT lock. DT lock, destroy lock. Okay, destroy, DT, destroy. When it is trying to destroy, it will place page latch DT lock and it will try to destroy the page from the buffer. Oh my god, my throat is paining. That is about lazy writer, sir. That's it, sir. Eager writer, I will talk on Monday. Okay. Now I'm having a deployment, sir, in half an hour, 45 minutes. Let's give 15 minutes for your questions. Then Monday, we'll start with the eager writer asset properties, and we'll go for other concepts.
Sir, can you explain again automatic checkpoint?
Sorry, sir.
Can you again explain please automatic checkpoint?
Sir, background automatic checkpoint is triggering, sir, whenever it estimates that okay, I need to move the data from the cache to the disk. So automatic checkpoint is keep on triggering background. But most of the people will tell automatic checkpoint will trigger for 2 minutes or 60 seconds. No, sir, it will estimate background.
On which parameter it will estimate?
That's not that much clearly Microsoft mentioned, sir. Okay. That's what.
Sir, how often indirect checkpoint is used and in which scenarios? As you said, it is a database
As
level.
per best practices in current system 2024, try to enable all the databases indirect checkpoints, sir. Okay, that's one of the best practice we'll follow.
So this all will cover in the practical session, right? Will be.
What, sir?
These all concepts like clean page, dirty page, the wall, checkpoint. These all will be covered in the practical.
Yeah, sir. When we are discussing memory, I just simply open fn underscore db log. I simply open dm underscore s underscore buffer underscore descriptor. I not walk through anything, sir. I just displaying only. This is for just displaying purpose. But we'll go step by step because we wanted to get some more things right. So better understanding. We'll go one by one, sir. I will show you all practicals. You'll get to, sir. Most of the things we'll discuss practical and sir, not theoretical. Okay. So once we complete our installation, so maybe next week we'll complete the installation. Once we complete the installation, we'll start practical, theoretical. So both parallelly we'll get it. If no questions, I will come back on Monday, sir. Okay. So get
So
all
this
your.
is Hari.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, yesterday my team created one more log file. Is that possible?
Yeah, sir. You can create the log file. Yeah. Yeah, we can create multiple log
Hello.
Hello.
Subbu, are you able to listen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yesterday my team created one more log file. Is that possible?
Yes, sir. That's what I told you. It's. Yeah, you can create.
Okay.
I will show you, sir.
Yeah, application
Once
team
we Monday.
creates
Yeah, Monday.
one
Yeah.
more log file.
Okay. Monday
Yeah.
we'll start complete the installation, sir. Once we start the installation, the first concept I'm discussing the database only. That time I will show you how to create the additional log files, how to create the additional data files, what is a file group. Okay. All that basic
Okay,
stuff
but
you'll get it.
application team creates that log file as they have access. But my
Oh,
team suggests don't create the log files. Then my team
mostly we
increases
won't
the
create
log
too
file.
many. Yeah, mostly we won't create too many log files, okay, like data files. But yes, rare case we may also create the log file. In case you don't have
Yeah,
disk,
because that
you
log
have disk
file
in
has
some
2
other.
TB file.
Yeah. Even Microsoft. Yeah. Sorry.
For insert, update, and delete, is there any execution plan or it will direct go to this?
Execution plan will be there, sir. No, directly, no query will directly go. Every query, there will be execution plan. Get more questions, sir. Go for all this 1 week this whole week recording. Okay. Get some questions on Monday freshly. We'll discuss on freshly, and we'll start the installation, sir. First we complete the installation, then we are happy to go for practical also. Until we complete the installation, we can't go for practical. We are lagging somewhere. Okay, that's the reason on Monday we'll discuss the pending 2 to 3 concepts and take all your questions and answers. Then we'll go for installation, sir. On Monday, Tuesday we'll complete the installations. Okay, half of the installation only we are completing, sir. Okay, to go for all this one. Again, you will get the installation in clusters. Again, you will get the installation in always on. Okay, so installation is also will come in the coming sessions also. But let's go for traditional normal installation, and so that we can go for theoretical practical concepts one by one. All theoretical practical concept will go, and moving on we'll go for the other concepts as well.
Sir, to perform always on, we should have the resource, right? So, will that be available for us to practice on our own? That resource, I think it's purchased or something like.
No, sir. Free trial. You can go for free trial, sir. Azure. You can purchase Azure free trial subscription. Take any one of your friends' credit card. It will Microsoft will charge only ₹2. He won't charge, sir. For example, if you within your system you are having like a 16 GB of RAM and 8 cores, minimum 8 cores, you can also build always on your local laptop using hypervisor, Oracle VirtualBox, VMware. Using these tools also, you can build on your laptop also. You no need to go for Azure also. But at least once, I will tell you, sir, when we start. After 30 days, we'll go for cloud. Okay, first 30 days we'll completely stick with the on-prem only. Then we'll go for the cloud. Okay, that time I will tell you that, okay, for example, 2 to 3 people work as a team and create one subscription, and 3 people can work for one subscription. First, for example, Pawan, okay, Bhargav, Bhushan. So take 3-1. Pawan created free tail subscription. Same time, okay, Bhargav and Bhushan can use the same free tail subscription. Next month, Bhargav will create the free tail subscription. Pawan and Bhushan can work. Next month, Bhushan can create the free tail subscription. Bhargav and Pawan will work, so that 3 people can work for 3 months, sir. For example, Pawan is creating one free tail subscription. Bhargav is creating one free tail subscription. Bhushan is creating free subscription because we want individuality. Okay. Though we are not a child list mentality. Oh, let me stop the recording. Sorry.